Just really quickly, Dr. Gave us a talk and we videotaped it and it's on YouTube.
Yes,
And how many people have listened to it?
a lot of people.
A lot
lot
of
of people.
people.
Yeah, I have
And
1,200 subscribers. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm a big deal. I'm not.
so I want to make sure that we have a follow-up because there's so many questions and people who did not even attend
Oh, okay.
listen to it
Yes, yes.
because I send out,
Oh, okay.
all your
Gotcha.
and everything. So
Gotcha.
if you don't mind following up a little bit,
Yeah, I
and
will
then
do
I
some
have
recap.
something too really quickly.
So a little bit of recap. So I'm a rheumatologist, Western medicine trained rheumatologist. I teach at Jobsam. I'm a professor. There's more than just Western medicine. So I tell my student, this big circle is healing. Here's Western medicine and there's other stuff, okay? So after finishing rheumatology, I studied integrative medicine training for 2 years and then acupuncture. So that's my background. So this is what traditional Chinese medicine teaches, right? How diseases happen. So in a normal person, we have this normal flow of energy. In China, we call it qi. In Japan, we call it ki. In Hawaii, we call it mana. Okay? So whenever there's emotional or spiritual trauma and you keep thinking about it over and over and over, it gets stuck on the body in a form of trauma, and then it blocks the flow of energy and it causes disease. Okay? So your thoughts and emotions, they have direct effect on your health. All right. If when you have fear or stress in kids going through childhood trauma, when kids are going through fear or stress, their stress hormone cortisol, inflammation hormone IL-6 go up. Same for adults. If you think that I'm not enough, I'm not lovable, I don't feel safe over and over and over, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 60 years, something happened in a form of inflammation. Inflammation is the cause of all the diseases, 90%, 99% of diseases that are not genetically related, okay? So on the other hand, if you are in love or gratitude, what happens? Body makes totally different hormones. So when you're in love, when you feel grateful, like, oh my goodness, I feel so much love right now. Think of the time that you felt the most amount of love. Perhaps when you're holding your child for the first time, or when you were madly in love. I don't have a child, so I don't know that feeling. But when I was mad in love, everything in life, it's okay. It's okay. Everything in life, I'm so much in love. I'm immune. You know what I mean? So when in that condition, body makes happiness hormone or love hormone called oxytocin, and we go into homeostasis, relaxation, and you have leftover energy at the end of the day to use for repair. Okay? But when you are running through day-to-day stress at 160 miles per hour, oh my goodness, you're depleted and you drink coffee to borrow energy from tomorrow. You know what I mean? That's called inflammation, and you age quicker too. You know what I mean? So the goal is to stay here. Yes. Longer, as long as possible, you can. All right. So emotional, spiritual trauma in a form of fear or stress, whenever you have negative thoughts, emotions over and over and over, it gets stuck on your meridian, it blocks energy, all right? That's why I go to Chad, he moves things along. So next, we talked about this last time. Who remember the answer of this? Quality of life is determined by what?
Your thoughts.
Correct. By meaning you give to each event, right? Some people say life is suffering, life is punishment, versus life is gift. I'm so happy to be breathing today. You know what I mean? So we have different lenses through which we see the world. Which lens are you looking at the world through? You know what I mean? So we all have different rules to be happy. Some people have this kind of rule. In order for me to be happy, I need to have $100 million, and I need to have a big house. On top of that, I need to have a wife who's 6 feet tall. I have no idea. 3 kids, beautiful 3 kids, and they all need to have straight A's every single time. If not, I will never be happy. You know what? And then they say, I wonder why I'm not happy. You know what I mean? All this love is in the air, and they have $10 million requirement, big house, 6 foot wife, and 3 kids. And 3 kids need to have all A's. All this love coming through, oh, we cannot pass through. And like little bit, you know, and I was like, why am I so sad? On the other hand, the other person, this person, he needs to be, in order for him to be happy, I need to just wake up in the morning, you know, breathe fresh air, and I'm happy. Or in order for me to happy, my rule is if I can make a kind eye contact with a random human being, I'm happy. So all this love coming through this, you know, transparent film or lens, everything goes by, you know what I mean? So I was like, I feel so happy. So we make up our rules. So being happy, being positive, it's a trainable skill. We're gonna talk about it today. Okay. Anybody excited? I'm so excited.
Yes.
You know, I couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited. So let's keep going. All right. So what creates personal reality? My beloved teacher, Dr. Joe Dispenza's topic here. What creates personal reality? Your reality that you're living in. It is created by your personality, all right? Personality is a pattern of thoughts, emotions, actions, all right? So according to science, after age 30, 90% of your thoughts and emotions are routines. So we wake up in the morning. I don't know about you, but I put on the same slipper. I grab my favorite coffee mug and pour the same coffee, read the same newspaper, and then go to the work using the same car, same route, come home, watch the same TV show, feel the same way over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You know what I mean? Whoa. Tony Robbins says, sad people are always sad. Angry people are always angry. That's their emotional home. So if you're wondering, you know, if you feel the same way, think the same way, act the same way, if you're wondering, why is my life the same? That's why. If you do the same thing over and over, you create from the past, pattern of the past, creating the same pattern in the future, right? If in order to change, you need to change you think, feel, and act. Got that? Got that. Okay, so let's keep going. So we need to understand, why do we behave the way we behave? This is from Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins says, every action, every decision we make, we are doing to meet these 6 human needs. Everybody, not just you, me, you, everybody have these 6 human needs, all right? And everybody needs to meet these 6 human needs. So I'm gonna go over them one by one. So first is certainty. Everybody wanna have the certainty that you have roof over your head at night. Everybody wanna have food that day. So you wanna have some sort of comfort zone, safety, that's certainty, right? And then second is uncertainty. It's ironical. We want certainty, but we do want uncertainty as well. We want surprises, pleasant surprises, not the harmful surprises, and variety. So I don't know about you, but lobster, for example, if lobster is your favorite food, but if you eat lobster, if you have to eat lobster every single day for 10 years, you're gonna learn to hate lobster. You know what I mean? So one day you want ice cream, the next day Sunday, next day dessert, other dessert. You know what I mean? That brings us joy. So we want uncertainty, healthy uncertainty. The third human need is significance. You want to feel important. You want to matter. You know what I mean? Now, fourth human need is love and connection. So you want to feel connected, you want to feel the love. These four are more survival needs, and these two, growth and contributions, are spiritual needs. So as you grow in life, a lot of times your need for growth comes out. So, for example, everybody wants to be more loving, be wealthier, have better relationships than they've done before. So that's our spiritual need. Secondly, we also have innate need to contribute and share with other people. So those are six human needs, and your top two needs, everybody's top two needs can be different, but your top two needs determines the direction of your life. So I was a very insecure kid, and back then I didn't feel enough. So I became a doctor because I wanted to feel important. I wanted to matter. And I became a doctor because even if nobody loves me, I just wanted to have a certainty that I can provide for self. So those two were my two top needs. As I grew over time, my current top need is growth. I want to learn, I want to grow, and I also want to give to other people. My third would be love and connection, so people can change. And there are different ways of meeting these needs. Okay. So I'm gonna talk more about that. So I'm briefly going over this concept to tease you, to motivate you to read more about it. All right, because I cannot cover whole section in depth, but I'm gonna give you a little bit more here. So Tony Robbins talks about this loop of eight concept. For a lot of people, they go from sadness and anger in a loop. All right. So every time we do something or feel a certain way, we are doing it to meet certain need. All right. So people usually start from here: sad, depressed. It's internal passive energy. They are longing to be loved. They hope somebody will notice them. Yeah, it can happen. People will reach out to them, hey, check on them, and then say, hi, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? But the thing is, eventually you cannot meet all your needs in sad and depressed mode. So they go into anger. In anger mode, you are more external and you have external and aggressively perpetuating energy, and you can get angry at people, manipulate people. You feel certain and you feel control. So you meet the certainty in this anger mode, and also you feel important because you are affecting other people. But the thing is, when you get angry at other people, eventually you feel guilt. Did I really say that? Oh, I feel guilt. Go back. You know what I mean? So it's a loop of eight. So personality determines personal reality, right? Your future. So how do we change? How do we get out of this loop? All right. So we all have these six top needs, six human needs, but there are different ways to meet these six needs. One way to meet your love and connection need is to, I'm coming from a giving place. Stefan, I love you. That's one way. Or the other way would be in a receiving mode. Stefan, I want to be loved. I want you to call me every day and you tell me you love me every day. You know what I mean? Meeting the same need, but very differently. Another example would be you can meet significance in many different ways. You can start a war, or you can win a Nobel Prize for developing cancer cure. Okay, so there are multiple different to meet those needs, and we want to find a healthier way of meeting your needs because we all have these six needs. Okay, so we need to know exactly who we are, what kind of stories that we are playing in our minds. So we all have this movie story going on, right? So some people say life is suffering. It's a story of suffering. How boring is that? I'm not gonna sit through that movie. I'm gonna stand up and leave, all right? But all the great blockbuster movie, most of them, it's like Yeah, it's comeback story. Yeah, like think of Spider-Man. Spider-Man, he was a nerdy guy and then go through some hard time, meet some good teacher, good lesson, gain superpower to help more people. So you gotta think of what kind of story am I in and need to rewrite it if necessary. Got that? If you have any area in life that you feel like there's some improvement to make, okay? Sounds good. Let's keep going here. So how do we change? Before we talk about how do we change, we need to know, it's helpful to know how the universe was created. So we talked about this ancient knowledge from Kabbalah, Jewish tradition, but I'm going to give you a recap, all right? So when the universe was initially created, there was nothing and everything at the same time, and everything was connected through consciousness. We call it Taoism, oneness, all right? And then about 16 billion years ago, Big Bang happens. This thing explodes, and it's expanding at a speed faster than the speed of light right now, okay? And then he created the duality, two reality that we live in right now. So in one reality, we live in this 3D world. We exist in a form of body. In order for me to achieve something in this 3D body, for example, I want to go to Waikiki from Ala Moana. I need to walk 15 minutes to get there and achieve my goal. All right. So that's the 3D world. In order to achieve something, we need to put in some effort and time to get there. The other dimension that we live in is energy world. So in there, everything is in a form of frequency, energy, okay? In that world, there are so many different versions of reality going on. Like imagine 10 movies playing and you are the main character at the same time, and by changing your thought and emotion, you go to the different reality. For example, one moment you have an alignment, and if you change your perspective about certain event, before you thought that it was a punishment, but if you think that that event taught you something, now it was a learning opportunity, you're in different dimension. And in this world, the creator created us, our soul. Our soul was created from the source, the creator source. It's light, love, all the greatness. But instead of coming down to this world with all the light, love, it decided to do this. I want to earn light. So it decided to come down to this earth with negative tendencies and baggages. We want to earn light. We don't want anything for granted. So we talked about it last time too. If you are in Costco, for example, if somebody jams your heel with a cart, you want to react. In that moment, if you react with kindness, when you can react with negativity, you gain light in your cup of your spirit, and you repeat that process over and over and over. Choose love when you can choose anger. Over time, the final goal would to be to fill your cup with light. That's the final destination. So that's the quantum physics spirituality merged version. But let me expand the spirituality version of creation a little bit more. This, the oneness version. So when the source had this oneness type of world, everything and nothing presented at the same time. So source, the creator, is the ultimate giver. It gives light and love. And in order to give, it creates a vessel, receiver. At that time, all the souls were connected in the form of vessel. And think of this scenario. So you're pouring a hot water in a cup. What happens if you do that? Eventually, cup gets hot too, right? The vessel receives all the love and become like the creator. All of a sudden, it says, I want to be able to give. I want to be like the creator. So one moment, it says, I want to create a different version of reality, and says no to the creator's love. Instead, I want to be able to give. And this vessel shatters into individual body. That's the spiritual explanation of Big Bang. The moment of rejection, explosion, everything is separated. We're not connected in our body. So this is the interpretation of the world they live in. So even if you say, oh, sun is too hot, sun doesn't feel bad. Sun is still shining lights. But we have this veil on and we want to earn light rather than just receive it for granted. That's the celestial contract that we made. So we want to earn light. We are here to earn light, co-create with the creator and share love. That's the purpose. So I want to do,
A question.
yes.
Because I'll never remember this later.
Mm,
Explain how
mm.
you would earn light.
Okay.
You touched upon it. How would we earn? Is there an example?
Yes. Costco.
Yes. Okay. We earn light by
So whenever
murder.
you are tempted
Yeah.
to react with negativity, somebody hits you with a car, you feel pain, you want to react and say all the negative things. In that moment, if you choose to
Choose.
love, react with love, kindness, you gain light.
Okay.
The moment, all the moment in your life that makes you uncomfortable, push your button, those are the moments, those are the opportunities
Oh, opportunity.
for spiritual work.
Mm.
It's easy to react with negativity. That's our default animal instinct. But in those moments, if you choose to love, that moment you receive light.
Mm.
If you do it over and over, you gain more and more light. Your cup gets filled up. With more light, you can achieve better health, better relationship, better wealth. Because you're going to a different dimension. In this lowest dimension, Peter has no girlfriend, feels sorry about himself, no money. But in this dimension, Peter has a divine connection with his partner, make ton of money to help more people. What else? And have perfect body. So you are the main character of 10 different, infinite amount of movies. But by changing your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you gain more light.
Mm.
So that's how you gain light. So but at your deathbed, the final report card will be
Yes.
who you have become and what you have done for other people.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you. So we're gonna do a quick exercise. So close your eyes. I'm not gonna bite. Close your eyes. Feet flat on the ground. I want to invite you to think of your happy place. It could be an ocean, it could be forest, it could be even your hot tub. Go there right now. Go there. What kind of thoughts are going through your mind right now?
Satiated.
Yes. What kind of emotions are going through your mind?
Satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Satisfaction.
Happy, joy. Okay, open your eyes. So, by imagining those places, some thoughts, emotions came up, right? Some people say when they feel angry, they say, I am angry. I am angry. And they merge with that energy. But the thing is, anger, emotion doesn't define who we are. By saying, I am, the defining word, expression, I am angry, you're being angry self. But the thing is, we are not our thoughts or emotions. That's the opposite. So, about a minute ago, Arlene, what kind of thoughts are going through? Where did you go?
Sitting on my lanai with the island breeze blowing in my hair.
Okay. What kind of thoughts are going through your mind?
Thoughts of warmth and satiation, happiness, almost like I was melting.
What kind of emotions were you going through?
Happy,
Hmm.
carefree, love.
Great. So before the exercise a minute ago, you didn't have those
No.
thoughts. You didn't have those emotions,
Correct.
but you just created those thoughts and emotions. So what I'm
Because you place yourself.
exactly. So you are the thinker. You're not your thoughts. You're the feeler, not your emotion. You're the creator of your thoughts and emotion. And you're not your body. People say, I'm in so much pain, I'm pain. But the thing is, you're not your body either. Raise your right arm right now. Raise your right arm. You are the mover. You are the command center that moves your body. You're not your body. So you are the carpenter, not furniture.
That's brilliant.
So you are the creator of your thoughts, emotion, you're not your thoughts or emotion. Got that? Okay. So you're the creator. You just created. You wanted to be co-creator with the creator. You are the creator. Congrats. Congrats. How amazing is that? But then if we are co-creators, why is it so hard to change, right? There's a reason. So our soul chose to come down to this world with baggages and negative tendencies, right? Our soul, in this soul's journey, we have particular lessons to learn. So we came down in this soul's journey, we have certain lessons to learn. People say, my mom and dad caused childhood trauma. They caused me trauma. But the thing is, in spiritual teaching, they say, I had to learn particular lessons, and my mom and dad, they were the perfect people to teach me the lesson. So it's not that they caused child trauma. My soul chose my mother and father. They were just playing their role. Okay? So your mother, father, your extended family, your spouse, you attracted those people. You chose those people. So we have particular lessons that we need to learn, and we have tendencies that opposes the learning of those lessons. And there's a concept of opposing force. It's an angel. It's a good angel with good intention deep down. But for example, if a lesson that you need to learn in this lifetime is generosity, then the creator gave you the tendency of fiery temper. When somebody hits you with the cart, there's a whisper, react. And you're like, what did you do? Why are you hitting me? You're so bad. TMIs, blah, blah, blah. Okay? If you need to learn the lesson of how to be disciplined, you were born with tendency of procrastination. So you know after work, you know you need to hit the gym, but you sit down on your sofa, turn the TV, Netflix on, and then the angel whispers, later. Do it tomorrow. Later means never. If you need to learn the lesson of the feeling, the worthiness, self-love, you're born with a tendency of negative self-image. You want to be an actress, but every time you stand in front of a mirror, you hear this voice, you're not pretty enough. Nobody will love you. You hear that? So understanding the whisper, the existence of angel, it's very important because that's not the truth. You are the beautiful creations of God, source, and there are some lessons and some negative tendencies in order to help you learn this lesson without the resistance, without the weights, you cannot bulk up your muscle. Got that? So this angel is playing its role. All right. Following? Okay, good. So how do we overcome this angel, the opposing force? How do we rewrite your life story from life is punishment to other more healthier version? How do we overcome negative thoughts and emotions and change our personality to create better, fulfilling life? So the short-term version, we talked about it last time. So whenever you run into a situation where it pushes your button, car hits your heel, you want to say, pause. Because the animal instinct, the default mode, the threat detecting machine will kick in, react, want to react. You want to say pause, and what a pleasure to open up the space. Perhaps there's more deeper meaning in this incident to open up some possibility. All right? Pause. What a pleasure. And acknowledge the work of opposing force. React later. Acknowledge the work of opposing force. The opposing force, the angel saying, react, go blow up that person, or keep sitting on the chair, watch Netflix, or eat ice cream, don't go to work out, go later. So acknowledge the work of opposing force. They are giving the resistance to help you push. If you can do 10 push-ups, you grow at rep 11. So it's playing its role. So whenever you hear the whisper, you now need to say, I know what you're doing. Thank you. But I hear you. I'm okay. But I'm going to take different action. I'm going to take on different thoughts and emotion. Got that?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the short-term version, saying pause, what a pleasure, just acknowledge the work of the opposing force, the angel. In the long-term version, it'd be really helpful for you to do this exercise at home, perhaps. For your 3 categories of life, health, wealth, relationships, imagine the ideal version, the perfect version of your health, wealth, and relationships, and think of negative tendencies you have had in your life, in you, that prevented from achieving it. For example, for health, everybody wants perfect, healthy, functional body, right? I got injured about two months ago. I was doing yoga and I injured both wrists doing a handstand. So my mentor, Tony Robbins, says, hey, gentlemen, if you work on your masculine energy, be a real man, you have to hit the gym every single. I did that. After 600 times, my body was like, brother, you have to achieve some sort of balance. My mentality was I was going to the gym every single day to die. The weaker, the negative version of myself dies and reborn as a more loving person, but body cannot handle that. So my negative tendency, I'm overkill. Everything I do, I overdo. But who do I need to be? What kind of qualities do I need to learn the lesson of achieving the health? I need to learn about balance. Okay? What kind of qualities I need to understand a little bit of balance. And then for example, wealth. If you're not at financial situation where you dreamed of being, a lot of people have this negative tendency, the negative idea that money is bad. Wealthy people are bad. They must have done something ethically wrong. So you gotta get over that idea. Healthy relationship with money abundance. So my spiritual teacher says, willingness to help without resource. That's so sad. So money is not bad. So if you have those blocks, negative thoughts, limiting thoughts, you gotta work on that. Next, relationship. If your relationship is not where you dreamed of, perhaps one of the negative tendencies that you have might be easy to judge. Then perhaps the quality that you want to work on will be think of other people's perspective. Because when there's relationship issues, it's not just one person issue. There's aspect in both people. Got that? That created issue. All right. So So that was psychological way of rewriting your life story, overcoming negative thoughts and emotions, and recognizing the patterns, changing the patterns. And there are different ways. Now we're gonna have a meditation together. So I'm gonna teach you this powerful ancient meditation called observer mode. So I invite you to think of conceptually a camera 6 feet above your head. It will be monitoring what kind of thoughts, emotions going on, and then from there, we're gonna go further on creating the reality that you desire. Okay? You ready? Yeah. Okay. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position. Sit upright, feet flat on the ground. Close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and gently exhale through your mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. 1 more time. Inhale and release. Let yourself settle into this moment. There's nothing to do, nothing to fix. Just breathe and be here now. Now I invite you to imagine that about 6 feet above your head, there's a special camera. This is an unordinary camera. It's a gentle, spiritual observer, clear, quiet, and wise. It can see everything, your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, without judgment, just observation. Imagine this camera watching you from above, like a calm, kind witness. It sees everything that passes through your mind, every feeling in your body, and it doesn't try to change anything. It just watches. You're no longer in the driver's seat, racing through life at 120 miles per hour. You're simply watching, noticing, and becoming aware. From this observer mode, feel how much more peaceful things become. You don't have to be your thoughts. You don't have to be your emotions. You're the one who sees them. And now, from this place of stillness and clarity, let's gently shift into creation. Not doing, but becoming. There's nothing to force. Just open yourself to guidance. From this elevated, peaceful place, begin to ask, show me what love looks like in this moment. Show me what love looks like in this moment. Show me what greatness would do. Show me what greatness would do. Show me what light would do. Show me what light would do. Feel yourself aligning with that energy, soft, open, and generous. And now, let's go deeper. Ask, show me what I'm here for. In this life, show me what I'm really here for. Show me the purpose of my life. Show me the purpose of my life. Not the job titles or the roles, the deeper reason I'm here. In this life, I face many changes. In this life, I face many challenges. I've grown, I've changed, I've learned. What am I here to give and share with the world? What am I here to give and share with the world? And then ask, show me who I am. Show me who I really am. Not my name, not my past, but the light, the truth, the essence of me. Let these questions sit in your heart. You don't have to answer them with your mind. Just let whatever arises, a feeling, a word, an image, come to you gently. Take one more breath in and exhale. Place one hand over your heart. Feel your body. Feel your breath. Feel the quiet truth of who you are. Who you really are. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Take a moment to look around and rearrange yourself. Thank you for being part of this journey. I put a piece of paper underneath you with pencil. If anything came to your mind, even in scribbles, put something there, and then I invite you to revisit them at home. So I know it was a random meditation, big one, but a lot of times when I ask my patients, at this stage of your life, what's the purpose of your life, you think? Nobody knows. Nobody thought about it. So when you go home, feel free to rewatch this video and think of what's the purpose of my life? What am I here for? What am I here to give? Because you came here to give. You came here as co-creator. You shared the vessel. So yeah, think about that, okay? So in summary, we talked about a lot of different things. In traditional Chinese medicine, emotional and spiritual trauma stuck in the body cause diseases. And acupuncture going to the fascia where the energetic blockage happened to release the trauma, to re-establish the energy flow. That's how we heal. And personality, which is patterns of thoughts and emotions from the past, create personal reality. So by changing our thoughts and emotions and actions, that's how we create a better future, not by doing the same thing over and over or feeling the same way. We talked about story of creation, how the universe was created, and the reason why we came down to this world as the soul is that we're here to earn light. We want to choose love when we are tempted to react with negativity, and we want to share love. We learned about concept of opposing force, the whisperer, and we talked about how to create change. So we want to do some reflection on what particular lessons that our soul need to learn in this lifetime. We need to know the lessons, the negative challenges that was paired with it. And lastly, we did meditation, observer mode meditation to free you from your thoughts and emotions. Because when you are going through life in a driver's seat, you get tunnel vision. You feel like, OMG, all this thing coming to me, all the problems and challenges, they come to you together, yeah, holding hands. And when you're tunnel visions, you make decisions in fear. After you send those mean messages to your siblings, you realize, oh shoot. So being free of thoughts, emotions, it's huge, and connect to your higher soul to make better decision at peace. And there you can ask the creator those important questions. What's the purpose of my life? What's the deeper purpose of my life? Who I am. So back then, before medical school, when I was in college, I didn't feel enough. So I studied my butt off, tried to get 100% on the exam every single time. But going deeper and deeper and deeper in the spiritual work after my body broke down in order for me to heal, that's how I ended up in this journey. I wouldn't change a thing, because if my body didn't break, I wouldn't have meditated every single day. I wouldn't have hit the gym every single day for 600 days. No, but I don't feel pain anymore. So as we go down this journey, think of the purpose of my life. It was so blurry when I went to Tony Robbins seminar in Fiji about 2 years ago. You know, they were doing the same exercise, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure the purpose of my life, but you can judge me. But I think at this stage of my life, my purpose, I think, is to teach other people what love is, and teach other people how to connect with the Creator. So it over time changes, and that's natural. So I want you to pay some attention on the deep purpose that you are born with. And when you know the purpose of your life, whenever you have so many things going on, or when you need to make a difficult decision on your life, for example, who to marry, who to do business with, you can ask yourself, is marrying this person or is doing business with this person, buying this property, in alignment with the deepest purpose of my life? So,
And you do that during meditation.
yeah, ask yourself, is dating this person in alignment with your life? That's why I'm single right now. That's why I'm single. The method that I use is pretty simple. With dating this person, or by going into this path of my life in alignment with my deeper purpose, rather than the superficial make money quicker. Not that. Does it serve my deeper purpose, and that serves other people, obviously? So it will change your life drastically. And if you behave according to the blueprint, deepest belief, you be happy. Lastly, thank you. I know in a 30-minute or so, I deliver all sorts of weird stuff. I know I sometimes I can sound weird, but I've been through my healing journey myself. I had this chronic pain condition called fibromyalgia. I was in pain every single day for 15 years. It was miserable, and I was depressed. I didn't feel enough. I didn't tell anybody that I was in pain, other than my mother, because I don't want to compromise my value. But throughout this journey of learning different type of modalities of healing, and I tested on myself, and learned all these lessons. So I feel like I'm a catalyst. I've been through, I have fallen before, I learned lessons. So I want to give you the tools. That's one of my purpose. Give you the tools that can get you out of there, perhaps. So yeah. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
Let's give a hand.